PCI program that's going to be coming soon. Now, here's the announcement. Last week, a question was posed. Is this PCI going to be available on every single banking platform? To which at the time, I inadvertently said yes. Now, this is me being transparent with you, sales agent, because you know what? These sessions are not about me. They're about you, and I want to make sure that I do right by you. The correct response should have been no. The new PCI program will not be available with every single sponsor bank. However, it will be available with some of the new partnerships that are going to be coming soon. When will you find out about those new partnerships? Very, very soon. Look for a daily bearing coming from Justin Volrath sometime in the near future. And I anticipate that Justin is going to talk about these new relationships tying into the new PCI program at a later time during a Coffee with Closers. Okay? I wanted to make sure that I got ahead of that, because when I found out that I presented some misinformation, my goal was to get it back in front of you so I can do right by you. Because the last thing that I would ever want to do is share something with you that's going to tie up your deals. Okay? I apologize. Please forgive me. You can send all of my hate mail to... never mind. Like, it sounded funny up here, but then I just kind of stopped myself right there and said, nope, you know what? Carry on, son. So we're going to carry on. Hey, everybody, you know what? We got more. I know, right? Welcome to Tuesday, everybody. We have, there we get laughing faces. Thank you, everybody. I really appreciate it when you do that. What do we have coming up for sessions? This week, on Thursday, we're doing another Square Boot Camp. This week's topic, every business is a hybrid. Did you know that? Come on, did you seriously know that? Okay, maybe you did, maybe you didn't, but that's okay. On Thursday, myself and my co-host, who I'm going to introduce in a little bit, we're going to show you a whole bunch of businesses that you could look at and go, well, son of a gun, I didn't know that was a hybrid. So the marketing department, my producer Hind in the background, is going to drop a link into the chat. This is your opportunity to register for this Thursday session happening at 1 p.m. Eastern, okay? And Hind is going to drop that right into the chat. There it is. There you go. If you guys don't know producer Hind, you really should send her like a bouquet of flowers, a box of chocolates. I'm telling you right now, she works on the marketing department, but she keeps the wheels on this bus every single week. You guys have got to give some love. Producer Hind, always working in the background. Domo arigato. Thank you, my friend. We very much appreciate it.
Scott. Thank you so much.
Absolutely, got to give the love words too. I mean, good Lord, you're the Scotty handler. Good Lord, you keep me on track, so that's all I need.
Oh, you're just the best.
I try. Lord knows I try. Okay, so look in the chat. There's a link. Register. I want to see you on that call this week on Thursday, 1 p.m. Eastern, Square Boot Camp. The topic is every business is a hybrid, and we're going to wrap up the month of July next week on Tuesday, Toolbox Tuesday. The topic is revisiting Navigo. Oh, Scott, get out of here. We go to Navigo every single day. That's where we fill out our applications. Aha. Aha again. Did you know there's other cool stuff in Navigo? Come on. Okay. See? That's why you got to join me next week on Tuesday. We're doing that at 1 p.m. Eastern. We're going to show you everything that's in Navigo. Stuff you may have known, stuff you may have been like, oh, all right, I'm getting some knowledge here. Totally cool. So if you don't see that invite for next week on Tuesday on your calendar, just reach out. sales@paycompass.com. We'll forward that invite to you. Get it right on your calendar. Boom, shakalaka. And we'll see you next week on Tuesday. And go to the chat right now. Register for Square Bootcamp happening this week on Thursday. As with every Toolbox Tuesday, this is being recorded. It's going to go live on our YouTube channel probably within about 24 hours. But if you're the type of sales agent that prefers to use an AI note taker, go ahead, get it launched. We don't mind at all. Some people love a transcript. Some people love a video. Some people love both. Good Lord. But that's okay. Whatever works best for you, do what you got to do. AI note taker, go ahead and get it launched. Now, today, we're going to show you how to build your Square demo account. Now, this is the part where you get excited. Show me some excitement. Come on, you can use the clapping emoji. You can throw some hearts on the screen. Come on, let's get some love going. There we go. Yeah. Get excited about this, because you know what? Your resources to help you build your Square demo account, come here. They're now live in Navigo. What? It's true. Go to Navigo, click on Agent, click on Documents. When you get to the Documents section, right in the search bar, type in Square. And when you type that in, you're going to see a whole bunch of CSV files that will help you to build your Square demo account right on your device. And today, we're going to show you how to get all that set up. Navigo, Agent, Documents, type Square in the search, boom goes the dynamite right there. All of those CSV templates to help you build your Square account. Okay? Whew, good Lord. We should probably introduce some people, huh? Oh, one last thing I want to share very quickly. I know, Scott, good Lord, man. Gee, it's Wednesday. One last thing I want to share. Today what we're going to do things a little bit differently. Okay, not too shabby, but I promise. We're going to get through the content probably in about 40 to 45 minutes. Then towards the end, we're going to break for questions. And the reason why we're doing this, myself and my co-host, we've got another call coming up right at the top of the hour. Our goal today, get through the content. We'll take your questions right around right up to the top of the hour, and then we got to jump so we can join another call. So if you do have questions, like right now in this moment, go ahead, type them into the chat. We'll make sure that we read those towards the very end once we get through our content. Okay, now let's introduce some people. Good Lord, Scott, move it along. Ladies and gentlemen, my co-host, he is our resident POS expert. Ladies and gentlemen, straight from New Jersey, give some love to Mr. John Marshall. Hey, John.
Good afternoon, Scott. Glad to be here. Glad to be talking Square.
Oh, everything's Square, baby. Absolutely. And John, thank you for joining us here today. But you know what, John? You and I are good, but we're not great. So we actually had to reach out to somebody great. Representing Team Square, we got our good friend, Mr. Matt Piva. Matt, I saw you on camera, man. Pop on. Where are you, brother?
How we doing, guys? Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you for joining us, Matt. We are super excited about this. Past couple of months, we've got all of our agents excited about selling Square. We've told them to set up their demo accounts and create an account and everything else so they can feel confident. But now, Matt, because of you, because of those templates that you helped to create, all of our agents can download those. They can add them directly to their Square accounts. And now they can start to present to a wide range of different merchants out there in the field. So, Matt, what are the first things that I want to do? I want to just have you be the one to kick this off. I know you're going to share your screen and do everything step by step. Talk to the audience about the benefit of utilizing these templates. How is it going to empower them on their day-to-day door pulls?
Yeah, absolutely. And Scott, if you don't mind, let me go ahead and pull open a doc real quick to share.
Yep, go ahead.
All right, Chrome. All right, can everybody see this one?
It says today's agenda. We got it, Matt. Go ahead.
We're going to back it up. All right, let me go ahead and start the slideshow so it's not as cool. So I guess I just wanted to start by talking about why Square, right? So we are going to be going through the templates today, which is a huge focus, but I just kind of wanted to bring it all back to the simplicity of Square. And some major points that I also want to touch on today outside the templates so that you can go out there and start selling more is talk about Square Banking briefly, as well as ManagerBot. Because once you get everything set up in the account, specifically your demo account, you really can start working it, and extra tasks and everything like that can be done with our AI tools that are baked into the dashboard. So just kind of moving through, getting things spun up. So again, we're going to talk about how easy it is to create an account, how quickly you can go ahead and get the menu and catalog spun up. In terms of hardware, we will definitely touch on which hardware is best for demoing, but just know hardware is readily available from Square. So like if you have your own iPad, excellent. Otherwise, you can go out and get things at local retailers like Best Buy and Target and that to do demoing. So whatever you feel comfortable with, right? But the biggest, I'd say, benefit of Square, again, is simplicity, but also its flexibility and ability to handle complexity. So we really can go up market and become this omni-channel for merchants. We can handle everything from POS to online to mobile and scale even into multi-location and enterprise. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and blast through this. And to answer your question, the templates were created because we wanted to be able to get you guys spun up quicker. So at this point, Scott, would you like me to present the reseller
absolutely.
templates?
go ahead and jump right in. And Matt, I got another question for you. Manager bot.
Yes.
Okay, now I have
Yep.
sat in on more than enough Square calls with you. You've showed everything that Manager bot can do behind the scenes. So the one question I got, is that going to be available
Mhm.
in the demo accounts when these folks set this up?
Yes, they will. Actually, there's even it's fully GA'd at this point. So if you
Okay,
haven't created a demo account yet, when you do create one, you actually should have it enabled automatically. If you
okay,
were one of the few that created an account prior to its general release, then if you have any issues, let us know. We can go ahead and get that turned on to your account. All right.
yep.
But yeah, it is rolling out in stages. So if it is a new account, it'll be automatically enabled.
Okay, excellent. And you, sales agent, come here. I'm telling you right now, this is going to be the secret sauce whenever you visit merchants and you talk about Square. Okay, I want you to just remember that word, manager bot. Okay,
Yep.
AI on the background. And I'm going to tell you right now, as John and I continue to do these Square boot camps week after week after week, we're going to continuously point towards this manager bot because as time goes on, it's going to click for you. I promise it's going to click for you. And you're going to see how you can utilize it to your advantage so that you can alleviate some of these pain points for some of these merchants that you're talking to. But you know what? We're going to save that for a different session, but I did have to get it out there. Manager bot, it's going to be your best friend when you're demoing this account. But without further ado, Matt, go ahead, take it away, show our audience how they can start to set up their Square account using one of the templates.
Excellent. All right. So templates, those are going to be in Navajo for you. So let me go ahead and actually share the dashboard. I feel like that's probably going to be the best solution here and where we can upload these templates. All right. So we have here my demo account showing what you'll land on after you've signed up and created your account. Through Navajo, you'll be able to download the templates, and where you would actually import those is through what we call the item library. This is Square's catalog. So in the templates, you'll have the instructions on what needs to be done. So it's a very simple step-by-step guide. But the biggest thing to note is in the current state, we don't have the ability to bulk import modifiers. So the templates do have a section, a tab, if you will, that will have some pre-built modifiers that you will have to manually build. There won't be as many as I'm showing today, but pick and choose, right? So you will have to go in and create these modifier sets so that it will accept the bulk import of the items, since it will try to attach it to the modifiers as well, right? But following the guide and creating the modifiers is something you can easily do. Let me go ahead and click on one that's currently created. Could be any of these, honestly. So just something I want to point out is you will have all these options if it will load. There we go. But the biggest thing to note is just make sure you get the display name accurate, because again, the template, the file that you're going to be importing is going to try to attach the column to the modifier you create in Square. When it comes to the actual options in the modifiers, I have a whole list. You realistically just need one. If you want to fill it out later or even create your own custom ones, go ahead. The biggest thing is to have the display name exactly the same and to get at least one option there so that you kind of please the import tool, and then you should be all systems go from there, right? Once you've created a modifier or the list of modifiers that are required for a specific template, you'll come back to the item library and you'll go ahead and click on actions in the upper right, and you're going to click import. Okay. And you will just drag and drop that file. So I'll go ahead and imitate that now. Let me go ahead and click file.
And Matt, while you're doing that, so just to make sure that, we have clarity with our audience. So what I'm understanding is that when they download the templates, in those templates, they start with the modifier first, to which now they're attaching to items. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay, I just wanted to get in front of that because I think, for the most part, and even myself, prior to us doing this session, I'm always thinking, get those items on there first, worry about the modifiers later. But we're kind of doing stuff a little bit in reverse, working with the modifiers and thus attaching them to items so that now we can do a demonstration for any merchant.
That is correct. Yeah, and just to show you, here, let me go ahead and show the actual file we're about to import. So this is the full service restaurant import. So again, you'll have access to these files. You can see it's at least 50 items, but there are a couple tabs, and these would be the modifiers that you need to create, right? So once you create the modifier set, again, you don't need to create all the options, just at least one to please the system. Each one will have an import guide, so a step-by-step. And then once you've done that, we can go ahead and then just move into bulk uploading the item library. So going back to the dashboard, I've attached that FSR full service restaurant file. And you can see here it has all the items and it says it's ready. It will map everything perfectly. But again, the biggest thing is those modifiers are a column, okay? And they just needed to exist. That's why we need to build them. And we would say add to library. It will honestly take 10 seconds to probably upload it. And then you will have your entire item library built out. Okay. And then the next step, we need to make sure that we're getting this account demo ready, right? So we're just getting the catalog thrown in there. So the next thing for restaurants, at least, excuse me, is going to be menus. Okay. So what we can do is once you have your entire item library uploaded, we then just simply need to create menus so that we can show those off from the POS. And to do that, there'll be nothing here, obviously. And we would click create a menu. And you see we have all these options, right? And I want to talk about a few of these today. So since we're talking about the templates, though, I'll start with the existing items and categories. So I can say reseller menu. And then as you can see, it'll allow me to choose whatever categories I would like to throw onto a menu, right? So with that item template, you'll only have those categories that are necessary. You would just select all of them and then say next, and it will go ahead and generate the menu for you, okay? Now let's talk about some of the other options, right? Just to show you the power of where Square is at this moment. So you can always import a menu from another platform. So I've clicked on import from another platform. And this is a tool, an AI tool that we have called Woflow that's built into our dashboard or integrated into our dashboard at this point. And this will allow you to grab a catalog or a database from another POS or source, right? So if you have the login credentials for, say, Toast or Clover, you'll be able to have that merchant or prospective seller sign in to upload into their account. So it really does it very quickly as well. Right. And this is very accurate to pull it all in.
And Matt, very quickly, can you go back to that real quick where you had the list of the POS systems?
Absolutely. So let's actually take a look at the full list here. I know we just talked about Toast and Clover. Here we go. All right. So I'm going to scroll really slow here so you can see all of it.
Sales agent, look at this. Look at this. This is the secret sauce to winning the business. This is the stuff that have kept myself and John Marshall up all night, giddy with delight in regards to the level of easiness with getting your merchant set up with Square. Matt, read through some of like the big name brands on those POS systems, and John, share some of your giddiness and chime in, my man. Like
sure.
Toast, Clover, keep
Toast,
going.
Clover, what you got? DoorDash, Uber Eats. Caviar, not so much, but Chow Bus is huge. Chow Now, especially in Asian communities. Slice for pizza shops.
Heartland Global.
Yeah, Heartland Global, big one. SkyTab, if you shift for. Aloha, there's Heartland that we mentioned. Coming down the list even more. Touch Bistro, Spot On, right? So the list is quite lengthy to be able to do this.
Now, Matt, let's help our sales agents to just truly understand how powerful this is. When they're presenting Square as an option, given that entire list, I think I saw Lightspeed on there as well.
Yep.
Would this not be a great talking point for a sales agent to go, well, look, if you're disenchanted with, X POS system that you're currently using, and provided that it's within, that list within Square, Mr. or Mrs. Merchant, I could take over your business. I can get you up and running pretty quickly because all I need is the credentials to your existing POS. And I'm telling you, we can make this as seamless as possible. Is that not a value add talking point for any sales conversation?
It's a huge value add. It removes so much of the manual process and downtime it would take to export and manually recreate and import someone's menu or just item catalog, right? So with the help of AI, you can get someone up and running within the day.
And Matt, I think the secret sauce here is unlike the templates we just talked about for our demo accounts, this will grab modifiers and menu groups.
Correct. Yep. That is huge. So it is kind of working in reverse, a little bit what Scott said. It's just kind of approaching it from a different angle. So the template approach is from the ground up, right? You're building a Square account. You're using the tools that we have first party available, and then creating a database out of what we've given to you, and then building a menu from there. This approach that we would be looking at is going from the outside in, right? So you're pulling data from another platform into Square, but you're doing it from a tool we call menus. So it's creating the entire menu for you first, but then ultimately feeding the item library and the catalog based on what was created in the menu. And it does grab modifiers. It does create those menu groups based on how they've organized them in those platforms. And so for a demoing purposes, this is huge. You can literally go to any website even, or upload a picture, like think of your favorite restaurant and just upload that into your Square account. And then from there, it's yours. You can still tweak it, add things, experiment, but really just getting something set up fast to show off, that's beautiful. This is an excellent approach.
So Matt, I need to point out that one in the middle there, right?
Yep.
You can take a clean picture of a menu. You can point to a PDF or a URL. I mean, there's so many options.
Correct. So you can, again, just drop a URL if someone has an existing menu online, or you can upload an image. And if you'd like to give it notes, please do. The AI will take those notes into account. So anything, the more specific you are, the better, right? The better the results, right? Now, these two approaches, they are fairly accurate. They will get you very close. But again, please review what was inputted and the work done, because you may need to make some minor tweaks. Otherwise, in my experience, using the import from another platform, this approach is extremely accurate because it's able to access the actual data. It's not going off like scrubbing an image on the internet. Right?
Hey, Matt, if you wouldn't mind, just because I want to get this question out there, because it literally just popped up in the chat, but it ties directly into something that you just shared, okay? So the question is, so we're pulling the info from their current system, like Lightspeed, but we do use our own Square equipment. Getting them up in one day means after they get new equipment, correct? Let's get clarity on that piece.
Yeah, I guess this approach, or what we're doing now, can be used for your demo account or for setting up a merchant, right? So regardless of the hardware. So if you want to use this, again, just to build out an account to show off, you can absolutely do that. But it's also an excellent tool when you actually have someone who's signed and agreed to move forward with Square. In that case, you're still building out their Square account, and then you would use the hardware that's purchased for them.
So yeah, I was going to say, so maybe a good approach on this, when presenting to a merchant. So let's say I'm a sales agent.
Sure.
I walk in, I already know that they use a point of sale system that's on your list. Whether it's Toast, whether it's one of the Heartland offerings, whatever the case may be. So if I went to that business's online ordering, or if I took a picture of their menu, I could actually upload it, show it to them. This is how it's going to look, and then let them know once they see the interface. It's just as easy as giving me the credentials so that I can get this set up for you and get your equipment ordered. What do you think about that approach, Matt?
I think it's excellent. I think the more targeted you are, the better, right? So if you do want to import their menu, a prospect's menu, into your own demo account, you can absolutely do that and demo their actual products to them. Obviously, you'll have to do it all over again in their Square account when you're setting them up. But yeah, I think it's an excellent approach.
And
Yeah.
you know, Matt, to play off that one extra level for a demo account is maybe you do take a couple local businesses, so you have separate menus for different like food styles, right? You might have
Agreed.
Italian, you might have Mexican, you might have sushi or poke bowls, right? And then you could demo to the different prospects using a similar menu.
Correct. I don't disagree. Like, again, it's all yours. The more you can spend time building out different types of restaurants, for example, the better, right? It's more likely that they'll get excited because they can envision seeing what their menu would look like in our system.
And Matt, very quickly, there was another question that came in here. Is there a full list of POS systems available? If yes, if you could send that over to me, I'll get that over to our marketing department so they can get it published out for all of our sales agents.
Sure.
Is there a complete list available?
It would be here. So I don't think there's any like documentation outside of what we see here, but we can definitely create that and get that
Okay.
sent over.
All right. And
That
tell
should
you
be
what,
easy.
John, I'll throw this over to you. Why don't you and I work on this together? We'll pull together this entire list. We'll hand it off to our marketing team so they can get it out there to all of our sales agents.
Well,
Sound good?
I would counter that and say this is another incentive to get your demo account set up so you can see the live list in real time.
And there's
Agreed.
that too.
Agreed.
Multiple ways to get this done. Absolutely.
Yep.
Well, thank you, John. Actually, yours, it makes more sense than mine. I'm going to hang out back over here. Hey, Matt, take it away. Go ahead.
All right. So a couple more things. You've gotten the menu in there. Now what? Right. There's a few more other suggestions that we have for you guys to get a demo account fully spun up. All right. Some of those being you probably want to go ahead and create some staff members, right, to show off kind of the different levels and flexibility of Square. So you'll be in there as yourself, as the account owner, but we would suggest that you would come over to the staff section and go ahead and create a few more team members. So there's just this add team member button in the upper right, and you can go ahead and work through the prompts of adding a team member into the system. Now, if you did set up your account, say, as a restaurant, there's different types of MCC codes. We will go ahead and generate what we call permission sets for you, really to help you get kickstarted. So if you have any sort of food and beverage MCC, then you'll get all of these permission sets. Otherwise, feel free to create anything you'd like or can think of. You can always create a custom one, decide what they can and can't do. But again, these come with our food and beverage accounts, right? Go ahead and add a few members in. You can have different jobs. So we have a server, kitchen staff, manager, right? Just to kind of really flesh out the account there. And that, again, when it comes to demoing, you'll be able to log in as different individuals and show off how certain things can be blocked based on their permission sets. All right. Another step is potentially to set up some things that would be directly impactful to their business, like loyalty. All right. So loyalty is Square's version of creating a system in which allows customers to keep coming back, right? So as they purchase things and earn points, they can redeem them for rewards. So I would recommend as well is to come over to our loyalty program. And it's a very quick guided process when you first land here, right? But once you get in there, simply put, you decide what the terminology of these loyalty things will be, how your customer will earn. We usually recommend equating 1 point for every dollar. And then just a few more things like creating a reward just to get started, right? And that's pretty much it to kick this thing off. And that in turn, from the point of sale, will allow you to show off how it's built into the checkout flow and how easy it is for customers to sign up, right?
So Matt, do you also suggest creating a few fake customers that you can log in and earn points for? And
you can definitely do that as well. I do recommend that. So customers and directory, we do have the ability to create new customers if we'd like. So we can say test customer. You can fill in as many details as you seem fit. And then from there, you can go ahead and enroll them in loyalty yourself. right? Now, it does require a unique phone number. So that part, maybe you have multiple numbers, or maybe, use some friends or families, let them know you're spinning this up, because they might get a text saying, hey, you've signed up for X Demos account loyalty. But yes, once you've auto-assigned someone up, you'll see you're able to control all of their status. And if you want to add points to show redemption, you can do that as well, right? So I can go ahead and add, say, 100 points, just select a reason, and there we go. This person now has 100 points, right? So yeah, kind of like, again, just spinning out the fact that you have some staff so you can show the difference in permissions, accessibility to the POS, setting up a quick loyalty program. Again, it doesn't have to be a ton. It could just be as simple as going through the prompts and getting a $10 reward for 100 points, and then coming here to create a customer. Now, you could also demo creating a customer in real time. Like, you can add the person you're selling to, or add yourself in real time, because again, it's built into the checkout flow, right? Also, something I just want to point out about the dashboard, I know I'm bouncing around to a few different sections. I do want to be clear, the search bar here at the very top left of Square dashboard is extremely helpful. So if there's anything you're looking for that we're talking about today, like team members or staff, just type in the thing and it will not only find the page, but articles around, say, how to set up and add a team member, right? So just step-by-step guide, but that will take me right where I need to be. If I want to talk about loyalty, I can type in loyalty, and it will take me exactly where I can go to get this set up and stood up, right? So please use the search bar to your advantage.
Yeah, and Matt, that's such a valuable point too. And to you, the sales agent, I can't emphasize it enough. That search bar, like Matt's saying, it'll point you in the direction in regards to finding things like team members and things like that. But the one thing that I always want to emphasize, and I'm going to beat this drum every time that we do Square Bootcamp too, Square is an all-encompassing business tool. Okay, it's not just search. How do I do that? Like, this is actually offering businesses guidance. If you remember when we did that boot camp a couple of weeks ago where we were talking about banking, there's an option for a merchant if they wanted to apply for a loan through Square. It'll say either yes or no whether they can do the loan, but it'll also point out to help your business grow. Have you thought about a loyalty program? Let's show you how to get one set up. Square is covering every single facet of the business from front of house to back of house with recommendations to help a business grow. I can't emphasize that enough. Please know and understand everything that is available to you. It's only going to help each and every single demo that you provide to a merchant.
Well, Scott, I'd like to chime in on that too. So as you, the agents, are going through this and the navigation is unfamiliar, maybe you haven't memorized where things are, think of yourself as that new seller, right? You're experiencing that. Share that with them and show them how easy it is. Even if they don't know where these things are, the search will take you right there, or it'll provide articles to tell you more about the ins and outs. So I think that's incredibly powerful.
I totally agree. Yeah, because you're not going to be a Square expert overnight, but the tools are there to get you the answers that you're looking for. Right. All
And
right.
Matt, I know you guys just released a couple new features, and we've talked about food service here. Can you speak to a minute about how to enable some of those pre-release features, but also how you might enable appointments later or
Yes, thank you,
retail
John.
later?
Absolutely. So I kindly quickly talked about when signing up for Square, it will ask you the type of business and therefore choose the MCC code and suggest a particular product, right? But that doesn't mean you're siloed into that product. I would suggest for your demo accounts, you're turning the breadth of Square on, all of it. And that could be done here on the left-hand side under Add More, right? So depending on how you signed up, certain verticals, if you will be enabled, or features, but go ahead and turn everything else on, because you maybe want to demo to a retail client. You maybe want to demo appointments to, say, salons or tattoo parlors or services, right? So here is where you can come under Add More to enable those other features. And this just kind of speaks to the simplicity of Square, right? Once you add all these features on, it doesn't change your SaaS. You're just exploring what features you have available. So just kind of getting back to this is our pricing for SaaS product, right? For demo accounts, we encourage you to turn on everything. But just to show you, it simplifies it into $0, $49 a month, or $149 a month. And just so you know, that is per roof. So when you're selling this to merchants, you can say for $149 a month, you can have as many POSs as you want in that location. Okay.
That is such a huge piece too. So that, a sales agent, historically, we've said it before, we have to kind of change our mindset in regards to how we present Square. Historically, we're always presenting credit card processing services. And now with Square, we're presenting business tools to help a business to thrive. Okay. So when you have those conversations, be confident about that. This is not per device. We're not going to nickel and dime you on every single point of sale system or every device where you're going to run a transaction. We're just saying, look, Mr. and Mrs. Merchant, we're going to set up your Square account under this one roof. And that's it. Like, that's all it takes to get you signed up. In regards to the plans themselves, you can see that we've got free, plus, and premium. Sales agent, I'm going to tell you right now, having been exposed to Square the way that I have over the past couple of months, I really, really want you to feel confident going in there and at least starting on that plus package, which is the second one. Matt, that was what, $49 per month?
$49 a month, that is correct.
$49 per month, and they're getting a lot more to it versus the free. Free, okay, Matt, let's just kind of define it because we got it up here. Let's get it out in front of everybody. Free, typically good for what? The business where it's like maybe one person that's utilizing the account. Just kind of define it.
Absolutely. So free would be really baseline. Just think like transactional, right? Like one person spinning up a business and all they need is something just to take payments, right? From a POS, you still have the ability to set up a Square online store. You still do, as you can see here, invoicing and booking, and access to our banking tools. If it goes beyond that in any sort of complexity, like you want more features, Plus is the way. As we state here, this is the best value, right? And this turns on the majority of, I'd say, features people need. And then as you go up market, that's when you can start looking at premium. But I do want to point out, we've laid this out very well. You can explore features based on business types. And then from there, let's say food and beverage, you can easily see what features are in which plan, right? So you can reference this with the seller or, get back to them. If there's something they need, you can take a look at this, right? Now, also note, you have full control to go between plans. You're not locked into any contracts. So if you sign someone up for premium, or even the reverse, you sign them up for free and you're like, you know what? I need to grow and I need a little more. You can switch over to Plus. Maybe you're not using everything, so then you downgrade back to free. So nothing is locked in. You can be very fluid about it, right?
Yeah. Matt, if you would be kind enough, could you copy and paste that link? Because I think this page in itself is quite possibly the biggest benefit to any sales agent that's serious about getting Square out there in the marketplace. So sales agent, pay attention. This is getting dropped in the chat right now. It came from Matt Piva. Open this, bookmark it, refer back to it. Go through all those individual businesses that are listed on there and think about your hit list. Think about those businesses that you want to get in front of. What category do they fall into? And then you can take a look at the individual plans so that you can feel confident knowing what you're getting ready to pitch. Now, I see that we're at 20 of right now. Matt, I'll tell you what.
Absolutely.
How about if we get through about 10 more minutes of content, the stuff that you want to share, we'll open it up to our agents, we'll do questions, and then everybody, we're going to wrap it up and put some time back in your day so you can get back out there and sell. Matt, go ahead, take it away for the next 10 minutes, and we'll jump into the agent's questions.
Before you leave your portal, show them the new feature enablement, because there are some really neat food service options that are fresh off the...
So to John's point, I'm going to go back to the dashboard before we go over to the POS side. So we have here what's new, and you'll have the ability to turn on features that are still in beta that we can roll out to you. So some of the biggest ones, as you can see, we've gotten rid of the penny, so we now have cash rounding. And then for restaurants, this has been a huge win, is nested modifiers. The terminology might be slightly different depending on your POS background. And then something called real-time check view, which is I'll show you on the POS side, but this allows you to view all your modifiers on a particular item in one page, right? So you have the ability to enable these things. And look, there's even a new one that I wasn't even aware of, pre-discount auto gratuity. So I can go ahead and just say, install that on my dashboard, my account. So you have the ability to turn these things on. I'll also point out release notes. This is something, I don't know if anyone else is actually doing this to this degree, but we're publishing everything new that we release. And we're doing this on a 2-week cadence. So that's how quick we are moving with features, right? So every 2 weeks, there will be a new list of features that have come out. Some you'll have to turn on, like early access. Some will just automatically get enrolled, okay? And then before I jump over to the POS, I do have one more thing I like to show. So here I've clicked on my tile in the far upper left, and this is my account where I can sign out. But I just want to show you, we, again, still publish our roadmap. That's what I was just showing you under release notes. And then suggest a feature. If you guys have ideas or if your sellers have ideas, please don't hesitate to do that, because that will go directly to our product team. And that's going to drive where we're going, right? And what people need. So just know that, you have power there too. Okay. And then I do want to show you guys ManagerBot really quick before I jump to a POS side of things. So ManagerBot is our agentic tool that we're offering. And this is completely free right now with any Square account. All right. Again, if for some reason it's not enabled on your current demo account, please reach out to Scott or John, and then our team will help them enable it so that you have this, because it's huge. And I think it's definitely something worth selling and positioning, because not only will it help you with your account, it'll help your sellers, right? Again, it's agentic. It's going to help suggest things as they start processing on Square. So ideas about marketing campaigns or just operational tasks, like someone forgot to clock out. Do you want me to do that for you? Yes. But you can also chat with it. You can have it do tasks. Maybe you need to increase pricing across all items. You can ask it to do that. It will, I think I've done that here. Generate a prompt. Let's back it up, that one. Here, I'm going to go ahead and prompt it by 4% on all items. And it will run the prompt. It'll pull everything up. It'll say what it was, what it's going to be, and then you just agree to it. So again, just making changes to your account, your catalog. If you wanted to, attach a new modifier set to a particular group of items, you can ask it to do that. Really, it's completely open. Like, push it to its limits. I don't know if anyone's using AI, in their personal or business life. It's just like that, right? It's like advanced Googling, or you can get really creative with it. Another one that I like to show outside of tasks is automations, right? You can actually upload documents by just clicking this plus sign here, attach a file, say for a report that you're very fond of, and then create an automation to where ManagerBot will gather those data points, generate that report, and send it to you on whatever cadence you're looking for. Okay, so again, anything you can think of, just ask it. There are some limitations, like you can't wipe out your entire item library because that's way too impactful to the account as a whole. But yeah, please, use this to do anything to get an account spun up. I use it all the time when I'm trying to make tweaks to my menus or my items. It just reduces or removes that need to export and import all the time, right? You can actually do it inside the dashboard and do it in bulk with an agentic tool like ManagerBot. Okay. So again, please use it. It's awesome. All right. I want to jump over to the POS to show you guys some of the tools there, and then we'll have about 5 more minutes so we can start taking some questions.
Yeah, right. Just to be clear with our audience, the POS demo itself is also available to them that they can demo to a merchant, correct?
POS, can you say that again?
So they Matt, you might talk about, they go to the app marketplace and download the
Yes,
Black
absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. So I just want to make sure that I'm clear with you, the sales agent, that once you've got your demo account set up, Matt, I'm going to let you talk them through it in regards to that other app that they could need so that it can show them
Sure.
how to demo how it's going to look at a merchant's environment from a POS point of view.
Okay. Yep. And I'm just pulling that up.
And while you're pulling that up, Matt, I'm going to throw a question over to you. John Marshall, I'm going to ask you to jump in on that question regarding pricing, if you don't mind just addressing that one very quickly in the chat. So, Matt, the question to you, is it possible to have a demo inventory for two different business types, whether, restaurant and retail? Would you have to create a new inventory before visiting the business? So basically, can
No.
any of our sales, go ahead, please.
Yeah, so the templates we've currently created are quick service, full service, retail, and kind of a standard POS template that is for or positioned around salons, right? To your point, you can upload those all into one account and you can create different menus. And then what I'm about to show you is what we call modes. So those are the different POS like verticals, if you will, that Square offers, and you can easily switch between modes. So you can show off a restaurant and then go next door, flip the mode to retail and demo to a retail. And then you can build out different grids, menus, libraries, but again, it can all live within one Square account.
Well, and Matt, to play off of that, right? A restaurant could have a merchandise gift shop.
Sure.
So even under one roof, a single catalog could be aligned with a retail POS mode, a quick service mode, and a table service mode all at the same time.
Correct. So to John's point, or even Scott's point, every business is a hybrid, right? So yes, every POS underneath one location, one roof can run a different mode depending on its needs. And we're continuing to advance that as well. Like we recently launched drive-through as a feature set for our restaurant mode, right? So you could have a drive-through, a quick service counter, a full service section, a retail shop, all in one. And you can still use things like appointments and invoicing for, say, the catering side of the business, right? So again, it can handle so much complexity out of one account. All right. Can everybody see the iPad that's being presented?
Yep.
Awesome. So we'll just quickly go through this again, just to kind of speak to it. When you guys go to the Google Play Store or Apple App Store to download Square, there still is, unfortunately, all of our different verticals are apps that used to exist. Please disregard those. I would encourage you just to download the black and white app called Square, because this is the one that can handle modes. All right. So when you do that, you'll be prompted to sign into your account. I've logged into a quick service restaurant mode. So just to quickly show you how easy it is to switch, here is my quick service menu. I can click on more in the bottom right, and then this is where I have my settings, and I can go ahead and switch the mode. So again, you can go door to door, switching modes based on who you want to sell to. So I can click on full service restaurant. It's going to go ahead and switch. And really, this is still our restaurant vertical, but this will allow things like a floor plan. So yeah, as you can see, I now have a floor plan to play off of, and I still have access to my menu. But again, what's super cool is that this all ties back to one Square account. So if I wanted to sell something from my retail, like I think I was looking at performance leggings, I can still add items from my item library in a restaurant mode to the sale, right? But yeah, going here, I can keep switching. We have a retail mode, which is obviously more tailored to that style of service. You can upload categories. You can have a completely different grid or layout or menu. But again, you'll always have access to all your items, right? You can scan things in if needed, right? And then appointments. That's another mode. So again, it can run as many different modes as you want on as many different devices as you want. Again, getting back to the simplicity, it's one app. There's very simple pricing structures here.
And Matt, let me ask you, remind me, what are the templates that are available to address these different modes that you produce?
Absolutely. So you're going to have a quick service, a full service restaurant. You're going to have a retail template for a retail mode. And then the standard point of sale is what you could utilize for say just salon or appointments. Either one of those it would work for, right? So again, you can have all the modes preloaded, and that way, if you get all the templates in one account, you can go ahead and demo to all those different business types. Okay. And this would just be our standard point of sale, right? All right. John, was there anything you wanted me to show off real quick before we start taking questions?
Yeah, if you could just quickly go into QSR table service and show that the modifier, like where
absolutely.
I see all the choices, and there's
so
the
I'm going
quick
to
links
switch my
up
mode.
top. There's the pre-selects. There's
You
so
can
much.
go ahead and switch between menus. You can search your entire item library. If you have barcodes for retail, you can scan those in. If I go into my sandwiches, for example, I can click on a sandwich. And then I have all the features turned on, so it might be a little overwhelming, but this is that view we were speaking to earlier, where you can see all your different modifiers on one screen, right? So I can go ahead and decide the course that I need this to be in. I can modify it. I can add things. I can always write a custom note on items. It doesn't matter what it is, right? And then details, if I want this to go or for here, the whole nine. So there's so much flexibility and complexity to a menu and its menu control, especially with modifiers. And that's what that preset is going to allow. You upload those and build those out. It's going to give all those for you so that you can show it off. Okay. And then, yeah, I mean, it's huge. There's so many actions. We really can handle a full service restaurant. So whatever you're thinking there. Oh, yeah. And then we were talking about guest. So just getting back to that CRM, if you have built guest out in your item library, you can go ahead and see how rewards can be applied and redeemed, right? I can go back to the check and pay. I've taken $10 off, right? So there's so much to look at, so much to learn. Yeah, I think we're on
there's nickel rounding in action.
Yeah, we got surcharge, as a beta turned on. There's even Bitcoin now, if you want to accept Bitcoin as a payment. So yeah, we are really moving forward here with the technology. Cool.
Right. And want to make sure that we get things wrapped up on time here today, because like I said,
Yes,
myself
sir.
and my colleague John, we got another call coming up here. To the question that was put in the chat, where do we go to set up these demo accounts? Okay, the process is go to square.paycompass.com, create an account, send an email off to sales@paycompass.com, and just say, hey, I created my own Square account. I used this business name. I used this email address. Give them all the information that you used to create your account. In that same email, ask the folks at sales@paycompass.com, hey, could you do me a favor? Convert the account that I created into a demo account. Now, just to be clear, when they convert your account to a demo account, they're not giving you, all the templates and features and everything else. What they're doing is they're just setting you up so that you can pretty much show everything. Once the team at sales@paycompass.com sets up your account as a demo account, that's where you, the sales agent, go into Navigo, click on Agent, click on Documents. When you get to the Documents section, search bar, type in the word Square. You're going to see all the CSV files so that you can set up a wide range of different demo accounts from retail all the way to restaurant. This is being recorded. You can always go back and watch this video so that you can see how to get it set up, or you can reach out to sales@paycompass.com and say, hey, Scott talks really quick. Could you help me to fill in the blanks so that I can create a demo account? All right, we've got a couple minutes left. Sales agents, opening it up to you. Come off mute. We do have a hard stop at the top of the hour. What have you got? Bring it on. Bring the heat.
I think John was doing great answering questions in the chat.
Yeah, John is always my backup guy in the chat.
I saw in the chat about cash discount, and John was talking about it
Mhm.
being a compliant cash discount, so you have to increase the prices to then get the cash discount to show. So it's not considered like the dual pricing. And then what about surcharge?
No.
Yeah, I was going to say when it comes to any of the questions regarding the pricing and setting up on different pricing methods, best practice is to get that sent over to sales@paycompass.com. Let someone on that team get you set up in regards to the pricing methodology. For the most
Mhm.
part, you do have access to all the information in regards to the rack rates and everything else. If you're looking to do something a little bit different as far as pricing goes, we just ask that you please reach out to sales@paycompass.com. Let them be the ones to answer the question for you. I promise you, they're going to take good care of you.
Thank you.
Yeah, you
Yep.
got it. All right. Other questions that we may have? Come off mute. Bring it on.
Is everybody excited?
Yeah, that's a really good question.
That's a statement.
I'm excited.
You know
Cool.
what? As a benefit, we've already done this twice, but I'm going to do it one more time, just on the off chance somebody joined late. For the third time in the chat, I put the link to register for this week on Thursday, 1 o'clock Eastern. We're doing a Square boot camp on every business as a hybrid. If you didn't see the links previously, now's your last chance. Link is in the chat. Go ahead, get registered. We'd love to see you on that call this week, Thursday, 1 o'clock Eastern. Every business is a hybrid. Opening it up one more time. What have you got for questions before we break?
Matt, I think you answered all their questions.
I think you did.
Good. I mean, I think, yeah, with team like Scott and John behind you, you guys are going to get it set up so super fast and effectively. Hopefully the templates are there to get you spun up quicker. And anything else, please direct questions to them, and they'll probably come back to me. I'm happy to help.
Yeah,
I
and
just
can
want to
tell you-
reiterate, as Matt said, right, create those modifier groups, spell them exactly as he's got them in the templates, and then go and import the items so they will all connect to each other.
Correct.
And obviously, if you get stuck, you can always go back and you can rewatch this recording. Should be on YouTube within the next 24 hours. And with that said, I did not hear any questions, so I'm assuming that we did our job today, covered everything that you need to be successful. Before we break, to you, the sales agent, we'd love seeing you on all of these calls. Look forward to seeing you this week on Thursday, Square Bootcamp. Look forward to seeing you next week on Tuesday for our final Toolbox Tuesday for the month of July. Next week on Tuesday, that's when I'm going to pull back the curtain on everything we're doing in August. And I'm going to give you a quick hint, okay? Next month, August, Toolbox Tuesday, pretty much every single Tuesday, Square Bootcamp is going to be every single Thursday. Doing our best to take good care of you. Before we break, let's give some love to our special guest, Mr. Matt Piva. Matt, as always, domo arigato, my man. Thank you very much for everything that you do. You are
Thank you,
a
guys.
rock star in our book, my man. Thank you
Thanks,
so
Matt.
much. We
Thank
appreciate
you.
it. And to
Thank
you, the
you.
sales agent, if you get stuck, as always, sales@paycompass.com. Reach out. We can't help if we don't know where it hurts. Until we meet again, take care of yourself. Bye.
Thank you, guys.